In this episode of Errors in Motion, we're sitting with Ben Smith, owner of Fitness Friend Wellness. He's talking about starting from nothing, team building, and positioning. How often are you out training right now?
Let's see. I work 7 days a week. So every day.
How many training sessions do you usually do in a normal day?
6 to 8 probably, because I do 35 to sometimes up to 40 a week. If everyone's here, I think it's 40 that I'm scheduled for. That almost never happens. Usually it's more like 34, 35, something like that. So yeah, it can be up to 9 is my record, and then as low as 2 or 3. So,
oh my God, I've known you for a long time, and I didn't realize that you were working that much still. You've been on it for a long time.
Yeah. And now I have the other things to do to run the business as well. So it's not just my own sessions. It's, keeping track of our trainers and what they're doing, new business intake, then keeping up on certain projects like advertising and, building connections with doctors' offices, chiropractors. So there's that kind of marketing. And then there's stuff with the website, Instagram. So there's always something to do.
God, so you're smoked. When did you start doing this?
Let me see. I think I started doing it in 2017.
So you did it for a couple years, got COVID smoked.
Yeah. Although we didn't do too bad during the pandemic because, as I remember it, a lot of people didn't want to go to the gym because there was more people and more risk. So they'd rather take the risk of having one person come to their house in a mask, most likely.
Yeah.
And then it's just,
so
less exposure. So we lost some people for sure, but we gained just as many people, if not more, in return. So it was much better to be in a home training company than a big box gym because a lot of those closed.
Yeah, I know the cleaning company over there, we did pretty good.
Yeah, I bet.
So did you start with just yourself in 2017?
It was just me. Yeah, I didn't hire Andrew, who's now my business partner, till mid 2020. So there was 2.5, 3 years of me just doing it by myself.
When you look back on you doing it by yourself, what do you remember most from that period?
Oh, I remember loving the job and really wanting to make it, but just being very unsure if it actually would work for a full-time gig, because I was working at Bricktop's restaurant as a waiter and trying to manage that schedule along with fitting people in, to train with. And I remember being man, it's going to take a lot more clients to be able to leave the restaurant and be financially secure. And it's just a big unknown when you're first starting. So there's just a little bit of apprehension and wondering if it's actually going to work in terms of the dream. Is the dream going to come true, or are you just going to try and then be a part-time trainer, part-time waiter for the rest of my life? And I really wanted to take that leap and actually just do this full time. So
how long was it before you took the leap and did it full time?
I think about 2 years.
So
yeah.
Do you remember the decision to quit waiting?
I do, because I kind of got busy with leads. All of a sudden I couldn't take a few that I really wanted. And I was man, maybe I should just do it, And at first, obviously you take a little bit of a pay hit because I wouldn't have the restaurant money coming in, but I kind of just was sick of being a server anyway, kind of. And I was you know what? I think I can do this. And, you just got to be house poor for a bit and kind of watch your expenses until you build up more business. But I remember I got this one client I really wanted to train. And I was just you know what? Give me 2 weeks. I'm going to put in my notice and I'll be able to do whatever it was, Tuesday and Thursday night for you. And then took it from there. And so it was a little scary, but it worked.
Yeah, because you were making money at Bricktop, I bet.
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, it was hard work though. They run a tight ship there, and it's very strict and
yes,
but it's expensive as hell. So you get some pretty good tips.
I can't imagine what would it be like to be your boss. As an employee, how were you?
Oh, as a employee at Bricktop per se, I feel I'm a pretty good, hardworking employee. And that's probably why I was able to make it on my own, because I don't think you can make it in business on your own if you're a slacker. You really have to have the grit, have the determination, be able to kind of just keep working, even when it doesn't seem like it's working. You just got to have faith and keep grinding, because, I have a couple trainers who work for me now that they had tried to start their own thing. And they're I just couldn't handle it. And getting to know them, they're great guys and they're really good trainers. But I was yeah, I could see that, they have a bunch of ideas, but they don't have any follow through, sort of a thing. So I guess you take some of that to make it.
It is such a nightmare in the first year or two when you're picking up clients, because you have to do so much outside of doing the trainings.
Yeah, For sure. I mean, I had to, make the website. I had to come up with all the different forms and like all the stuff that like you take it for granted now because you just have it. It was a lot of hard work that went into all that to set everything up, and just making connections with like the right insurance company, the right like marketing manager. Like you have to get the Google AdWords set up, and that's, some trial and error too. And you have to make all these connections and do all these things that just lay the groundwork for everything else. And it's way easier now, honestly, that I've been a little more established here over the last couple of years in particular.
Yeah, you're like running the race and not building the machine. Kind of.
Exactly.
So it's like 2019, 2020 that you decide I'm doing this all the way. I'm going out on my own. How long after that was like the team building portion?
Let's see. So yeah, I went on my own 2019 and I was working with Andrew, who's now my colleague at Bricktops. That's where we met. And I left there and he was like kind of interested in working for me for sure. But we didn't really talk about it for maybe like 6 months to a year after that because, I wasn't sure if it was going to work still. And then in 2020, I went to lunch there and talked to him and he was like asking me all these questions. And he was like, man, if you have any like extra sessions that you can't take, like hit me up. And he seemed really motivated. I always really liked him. I knew he was hardworking for having been his colleague for a while. And I kind of thought like, why not? Even if he just is super part-time, just gets a few people a week, it could help me out. And he was so good when I brought him on and he had all these good business ideas that I was thinking like, maybe this guy can actually help me grow this thing even more. Like I wouldn't have to do everything now because I can like give him some projects, it's like, I'm looking, for example, into, at that point I was looking into, working with some chiropractors, but I didn't have time to like go out on the town and knock on all these doors because I was so busy, but I was like, hey man, you go do that. And he crushed it and got us a couple connections. And remember that was kind of the first test and he just kept passing the tests and kept working hard. And so I guess, 2 years. And then once that started, we started, growing pretty fast actually.
So when you bring on Andrew, which like it's so awesome to have like a really good bought in, motivated number two.
Yeah.
Is that when you started to picture, like you mentioned the dream earlier?
Yeah.
Like, is that when you started visualizing what the dream is?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I had a little bit of that before, but I always imagined it would just be me. I didn't really ever think I'd have a business partner because I started the whole thing. And then I kind of realized I needed some help. And then it was kind of more fun anyway, too, having someone else there. And he's a really cool dude. And he has really good business ideas. And he's very motivated and he's a little more optimistic than me. Like I can tend to be kind of pessimistic because I'm like a realist. I see it for what it is. I'm not going to sugarcoat reality. And like I know it's a hard game to win at for sure. Like personal training, that's a hard biz, honestly. And I was like, like running the numbers in my head, like, is it going to work? And he was always like, oh, dude, nope, don't worry, man. We'll have like 10 trainers by the end of the year. We're going to be like franchising this bitch. And I'm like, well, we'll see. But that kind of helped me because he was so motivated and so convinced that like that gave me some energy, So
like as it stands right now, how many trainers do you have with you?
I guess we're about to hire our 9th right now.
Dude.
And not including me and Andrew. So there's, I guess, going to be 10 or 11 of us now.
So now that you've got a pretty big team, and I want to go back to that, like what is the dream?
That's a good question. I guess I want to be in a position where I don't have to work 35 to 40 sessions a week myself. I have had weeks where I've worked like 25 and it's like a whole different world. Mm-hmm. Like I love training people, but it's kind of a grind and it's all hours of the day and the schedule changes all the times and it is 7 days a week. So I would like to, maybe do like 4 or 5 a day versus like 6 to 8 a day. And just have a little more time to work on the biz, a little more time for myself. So I guess the dream isn't even like a certain like dollar amount or like anything like that. It's more of like a lifestyle thing. I like to just to have like a little more chill time and a little more free time, but also still make the same amount of money and like, keep building the good vibe of the company too. Andrew's talked about franchising it, which is a little ways away, I think. We still got to kind of hone in what Fitness Friend really is and maybe even start working on like some materials that we can like, use to like teach other people how to do what we do, maybe write a book or a manual or something. But I think like taking over St. Louis first, becoming the best and biggest personal training company in St. Louis. And then from there, maybe franchising it one day and hitting the big time.
I think it's interesting that you called it out like 5 seconds after you said it, but your goal has nothing to do with like the amount of employees or the amount of customers. It's just like, sounds like it's being able to afford to live while not working 70 hours a week.
For sure. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, it's always hard to put an exact dollar amount on it. Plus inflation's so insane that like, who knows? Like if I say I want to make 200 grand this year, then 5 years, that's going to be like nothing.
Yeah. What is required? Like what has to happen to get you out of the training chair like
Oh,
half of your week?
that's a good question. I make way more money when I train
Yeah.
because I make all of it. And we give our trainers a really good cut of when they train because we can talk about that later probably, but we pay them really well. And that's kind of the business model. But we'd probably have to double or triple the business as it is now for me to like really start taking many sessions off myself. Because it's a slow build, and we don't lose a lot of clients or a lot of trainers because we have a good quality kind of product and we treat our people really well. So they stick around. But, I mean, like I make, what is it, $30 to $40 off each session when a trainer trains. And I split that with Andrew. And so like, it's not that much money, whereas I make over $100 every time I train someone. So it's like, you really need to like grow it in order to like monetarily make up for me like leaving a session. I need 3 sessions or 4 sessions more from my trainers, right?
So like obviously we work with a lot of service businesses and we got Dashpades over there. So I'm like really in tune with that. Like there's that spectrum of you pay people a lot and you get great people and you keep good people, but it takes longer to replace your income.
Yep.
Versus underpaying people and having like a merry-go-round. When did you make the choice to pay like above market rate and just say, I'd rather train longer and build a better team, I guess was your mentality?
Before I ever even started, honestly, because my story is that I worked at Fitness Together, which is like a franchise, it's kind of like a private training company. It's not a big box gym, which is nice. You get your own little room and, you have clients come. It's usually one-on-one, sometimes small groups. But I was in Chicago and I was making, I think I started at $18 a session, then finally got a raise to $19 a session. And yeah, exactly. And they were, back then, this was like 2015, I think they were charging people anywhere from like 75 to like 95 a session.
That percentage is crazy.
It's insane. And I was doing all the work and I left because I was making no money and wanted to start my own thing. And they were like, oh, Ben, like come back. Because when I hit the road, a lot of my clients just left because they cared about me, not the company. And that's what I realized. I'm like, well, 1, I'm doing all the work. I probably deserve a little more than whatever that is, 30% of it. And 2, it's like not smart for the business to underpay because everyone bailed. Like I think more than half the people bailed. And they offered me like 25 to come back. And I was like, this is not enough. Like even back in 2015, $25 an hour wasn't great. And that wasn't 8 hours a day. That's just when you trained.
Yeah,
I got like $10 an hour for in between stuff. So average like, 17, 18 still. So that wasn't enough. And so I told myself if I ever started my own thing, I would pay people better because I think it's the right thing to do on the one hand. I feel like I want people to be able to have training be like a real profession, not just like a side gig, because that's what it ends up being. It's kind of a scam in a way. There's like a bunch of like companies that just like get you certified and it's kind of like a mill. And it's always young people and they're really motivated and they can't wait to get going. And then their soul gets crushed because they work at Club Fitness and get paid. I think even these days they pay under 25 a session there.
You know what's interesting? So, Taylor, obviously, we're friends outside of this. Like, she did a lot of personal training. And when she was getting into it, she said, this feels the same as like financial advisory stuff. Like, you get kids in there and then they do a bunch of work and a year later, they're like, oh my God, I'm hosed. I didn't make anything.
Yep, exactly. It is kind of a scam. And like, I don't know, like why business owners would want to pay people so little. I think that's what's wrong with the world to a huge extent. I mean, think about a lot of these billionaires, not to get political on the show, but people like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, they're making like billions or trillions of dollars now. And then the Amazon drivers make like minimum wage. Like I can never sleep at night. I don't know. Like there's that too. I just want to be a good guy and like be able to provide for people. That's one of the reasons like I want to run the companies because I think it's cool to be an owner who like actually cares about the people and like, not that I'm a socialist or anything, but like spreading the wealth around a little bit. It's just fair to me because like they're doing all the work. I just sit at home and I keep in contact with my trainers. Like once a week, they send me their sessions and I pay them and we text maybe like once or twice a week other than that. But like, it's not much. I mean, they're the ones getting out there in the car, waking up early, and most importantly, making the relationships with the clients too. So
do they bring in do your trainers, because I've seen some that I recognize from like boutique fitness, do they bring clients with them generally, or are you kind of handing them clients based on who you think is a good fit?
Yeah. So we hand them clients. If they have clients previously, we let them keep those clients because it's not really fair to be like, all right, you did all that work. Now we're stealing some of your money. But yeah, that's kind of the deal. So when people come on, the value that we provide them is that we've most of all provide them with business, so leads. And we also, not supposed to do this, but we buy them a first round of equipment. They're 1099, so we're not supposed to buy them supplies, but whatever. It's like $2,000 worth of stuff. We used to keep getting them stuff, and now we just say one, kind of like welcome to Fitness Friend package. We get you all the stuff you need to get set up. And then if you want anything else above the basic package, you can buy it. And then, we also have all the forms. We have like the waivers, we have like the intake form, we have a website. I take care of all the client intake. We have insurance. They do too because they're 1099s. But yeah, so we basically feed them clients, and that's like the main thing we do. So
you're like putting people into business for themselves.
Yeah,
kind of.
That's how I sell it to trainers when we're interviewing them. Is I say we're all a team, and we're here. We're cool owners. We got your back. We're in any way or capacity you need us, we're here. But really, it's your business through Fitness Friend. So you're in business for yourself. You're a 1099 independent contractor. You use our name, our logo, our reputation, and then you kind of just go from there and manage your own schedule. And you kill what you eat, or you eat what you kill, I should say.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. So yeah, it works pretty well that way, because then I don't have to micromanage everyone anyway, because I don't like doing that. I think I'd be a terrible like actual manager of people. Like my girlfriend works at this marijuana company, and she works in like the lab where they like take all the distillates and stuff and like make them into the gummies and the cookies and package them. And they're paying people $15 an hour. And managing that crowd is not my idea of fun. It's wild. This kind of stuff you have to deal with.
So like, I would imagine that you don't like churn through many trainers. Like, have you retained most of the ones that you
all but one? Yeah, so far.
For six or 7 years, you've lost to one trainer?
Well, I guess that's not true. We had to almost like let one guy go. There's two more that have been with us that left for other reasons, like more like other career choices. One gal studied to become a physical therapist assistant, but she still has one session with us a week, and then she's going to come back once she's done with school to do a few, I think. And this other guy, I won't say his name, but like he was awesome, and he like just should have waited another like month or two, because he came on during a pretty slow time. And like, it's always hard to like to have enough business for the trainers on the one hand, or to have enough trainers for the business. There's always a balancing act between that. And he just happened to come on during a point where like, it was just a little bit slow. And like right when he left, seriously, like the week later, like we had like 5 clients for him. I was like, dude, come back. But he'd already gotten another gig at like Club Fitness as a manager. And like, I think he fucked it up, but like, like I feel like he would have been happier with us, and we'd take him back anytime. He was great. So that was the one that kind of got away, but it's not perfect. But it wasn't because we were treating him bad. I think it was just because like he wanted a little more stability too. Like we don't offer insurance and stuff because we can't.
Yeah.
But he wanted stuff like that. But yeah.
Man, Ben Smith, I don't know if you realize that's an incredible testament to what you're paying these people or how you're treating people to retain that.
Yeah, I mean,
percentage of your people.
We pay double what other people do, or not, if not more.
That's wild.
But we want it to be like a long-term thing, because my biggest nightmare is trainer turnover.
Yeah.
I learned that lesson when I was at Fitness Together. I saw what happened firsthand. And like, it's even worse with the in-home thing, because at least there, the people were coming to that gym and they could be like, oh, here's Bob, like he'll take care of you. But like, if it's at someone's house, it's so much easier to steal that business. I don't even know. I mean, I have their address, but
it's
I don't, like
intimate being in people's houses for an hour at a time, and you would become friends. Like,
and I don't ever see these clients really, right? I've talked to them on the phone at least once. I send them the invoices every month, and we're in contact here and there, but they really don't care about Fitness Friend, because they're not even coming to the Fitness Friend gym. They're at their house. So their trainer relationship's even more important and more coveted. And like, I just don't want people to be like, screw Fitness Friend. They're like not treating me right. I'm just going to like take all these clients. And I don't know, like if they called, like, if they did that and I don't know, stole people, like I could take them to court sort of, but like, it's always tricky in terms of that non-solicitation, non-compete kind of thing. So,
yeah, I mean, it sounds like in a lot of cases, if you have the patience and humility to play the long game, you'll get rewarded with fewer headaches down the road.
I think so.
I want to hit like on something that I feel a lot, as like I've been doing the work in the chair for a long time, and you have as well. One of the things that pops in my head is like, it's challenging to be on like all the time. Like when we have meetings a lot and we do stuff like this, same as when you're in people's houses doing like, they're 1 out of 40 visits you have that week, but like that visit to them is 1 of 1 or 1 of 2.
Yeah.
And so you need to be on. How do you manage the need to be on every day?
I would say that's arguably the hardest part. You really hit something there. I struggle with sleeping well too. So I'm tired a lot, and you have to bring the energy because they're working out, and you have to like, bring the energy for that, but also like you're people's therapists kind of too. And we call our company Fitness Friend for a reason, because like that personal relationship you have during the hour is like the most important part. A lot of people can train, but the best trainers are people who like really care about their clients and like ask them the right questions and listen. And like you're there just as much for the social part of it for them as you are for the physical part. Cause it's like an emotional, physical benefit for exercise, right? And we really stress like them feeling better afterwards. So yeah, I think like you have to be on, and not everyone's always in a good mood. I'm not too much of a moody guy really, actually, but like still there's days where I'm like, oh my God, I really don't feel like talking to someone for an hour and like having to listen. And like for some clients, it's like you just hear the same stuff every time. And like, you're like, oh God, here we go again. But like, you really have to put on the happy face and, kind of push through it. So how do I do it is an interesting question. I kind of just do it, I guess. If you care enough, you'll, come up with the energy and the motivation and just do it. But that is tough. That's probably the trickiest part.
Yeah, sometimes when you're just like, I guess I'm just doing this because it's what I do.
Yeah.
And then whenever I get confused as to like the emotions behind something, I just go, well, that's showbiz.
Yeah.
And move on.
I do feel like I'm in show business. That's hilarious you said that, because like I feel like you're performing sort of when you're a trainer, because like you're it. Like, you come up with the workouts, you have to like lead the conversation. Yeah, you have to be the spark plug, and like it's like they're watching you demonstrate the exercises. Like even though it's about them, you're really the one facilitating that. So I feel like you are kind of like an actor in a way. Like you have to like, you never complete yourself at work anyway, right? So it's like you're not putting on an act like you're being disingenuous, but like you really do have to like perform the role of the personal trainer well each time.
Because I see it very similarly, and I always try and think, because you say like you're putting on a performance like it's fake, but it's not. Like in the same way that the end goal for us is to grow someone's business and the end goal for you is to make someone more mentally and physically fit, there's a lot of ways to do that, but like our job is to like create an experience.
Sure.
Like
yeah.
end to end, and like part of the experience is like the energy.
Oh yeah.
And
that's like the main part, honestly, for personal training at least.
Zip break. Perfect. You feel good?
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Very good.
Cool.
I think any notes or anything off?
Sweet.
I just like looked at my maniacs,
That's why they work for themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It was just like sometimes you come out of meetings, it's like, what the fuck planet was this been on?
Yeah.
It was just like the poor kid walks out of the conference room, just like 12 stun grenades went off. It was just like, okay. Good. So one thing that you said, which I think is really reasonable, is like the acknowledgement that your business, personal training, is like insanely competitive. It just kind of like house cleaning or marketing, there's limited barrier to entry. So to win the game, you have to do something really, really well and really, really unique. What do you think? Like, what is it about Fitness Friend that you think works so well?
I think it's kind of the fact, let me start. That's a great question. I think it's because we really take care of our clients, and to do that, we pay our trainers the best and hire really quality people, and we become their friend. So I started the company and I called it Fitness Friend for a reason, because it's like you spend an hour with this person at least once a week, maybe up to 3 times a week, and like getting to know them and like being their confidant and like, remembering things about them and asking the right questions and caring and making them laugh and stuff like that. Like that's the most important part. I always say we're selling our experience, not the long-term results. If you make them feel better in an hour, and not just like better because like they get a pump from lifting weights or they get a sweat, it's like an emotional thing too. Like they feel better. Like I can't tell you how many times I go to someone's house and they've had a rough day at work, or the kid got in trouble at school, or the dog's sick or something, and they're like, oh, this is the worst day. Then after the session's over, they're high-fiving you and they're like, that was a great workout. Or you're laughing about something you just talked about, and like you're talking about sports and you're distracting them from their shitty life or whatever it is. So that's the most important part. And then people keep coming back because they get a lot out of that hour. You transform their energy. We're professional energy transformers. So if you can do that well, and then you kind of trick them into getting good workouts every time, and they keep coming back, then of course the long-term results come. So I think like getting people on our team who are good at that is the most important part. Like we hire people who are really friendly, really kind, really understanding, who are also good trainers. And you have to deal with a lot of different kinds of clients too. We train just about everybody. And so they have to have like, the good, they have to have like, good knowledge of body science and kinesiology and stuff like that. But they also have to be cool and like charismatic, And I think like that's maybe what sets us apart, because a lot of other companies just hire the cheapest trainers, and they're the people fresh off the street, off of, getting certified. And they're like probably okay at training people, but I don't think they really connect with people on that deep level, or they show up late, or they like flake out, or they're not in the game to win it. They're just trying it out, and then they work there for a year or two and then they leave. We want people who are going to stay for years and really develop those meaningful, long-lasting relationships with their clients.
So just the way you talked, you kind of ended with the technical part. So like, it sounds like being certified and understanding the kinesiology is table stakes, and everybody needs to do that, like duh.
Yeah.
But the people that work at Fitness Friend and the people that are attracted to you and Andrew and want to be in the group are cool, likable, personable people that give a shit.
100%. That's like what we look for. Actually, when we do job interviews, we don't even like have them bring a resume or anything. We don't really ask them about their experience. We just like go out to dinner, have a couple drinks, and hang out with them. And we get into the business talk a little bit. It depends on the person. Sometimes they have more questions for us about the nuts and bolts of the operation and exactly what their role would be. But we like just to see if they're cool. You know what I mean? Like, just like, not that everyone has to drink, but like, hey, let's get a glass of wine or a beer and just kind of hang out for a minute and like, just kind of shoot the shit with them, honestly. Cause that's what like they're going to have to do with the people they're going to train. And then of course, like we have them come train us like 2 or 3 times, and then we can give them the rubber stamp of approval. So we get that eventually, but that's like, I mean, it's kind of like a duh. It's like, if they don't have that, then they're not going to get hired, but we're kind of assuming they do if they have some experience on their resume. And like, we can kind of tweak that a little more than you can tweak someone's personality, right? You can teach them how to like do a lunge better, or coach and cue an exercise better, or something like that. But you can't really teach them how to show up on time, how to like, be funny, how to be caring. That's just like stuff that's kind of ingrained in people that, it's just the way they are or not.
Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like immediately, duh, why you're successful is a comprehensive understanding of the people side of the business. And then when you said it's not a workout, it's an hour-long experience.
Yeah.
That's what you're creating. That's really interesting, like an interesting way to think about it.
Yeah, because it's really all about energy. Like you were saying in the first segment, like it's like if you transform their energy and make it positive, it's worth it. It's worth their money. The results in exercise come kind of slow. So some of the people that call us are like, I want to like lose 100 pounds by like December 31st. And we're like, okay, pump the brakes a bit. Like, we need to know a little more about you. Are you dieting? Do you have, are you seeing a nutritionist? Like, what's your doctor think about that? Or people who are like more in it for looks, like, I have a wedding coming up in 3 months. I want to fit into my dress. Like, we can do that kind of shit, but that's not really what we do, because like those results aren't guaranteed and they come slow. Fitness results are like, yeah, like slow and steady, but like the energy in the hour is the hour. So it's like, if you don't make a difference in the hour, they're probably not going to come back. Cause like people are like, they want the immediate results, and the immediate result for us is like feeling good, basically.
So I have a question I'll ask after this that I think is interesting, but you say who is not a fit. It's like I want instant looks maxing, as the kids are saying.
Looks maxing.
What is like the ideal Fitness Friend client? Like, what is their age? Where do they live? Attitude, job? What is there like a profile when you think of?
Yeah, there's a few different kinds of people, I'd say, and first and foremost, we do train people of all ages and abilities. I think we have our youngest client at 9 years old right now. Someone's son who joins, and people as old. Who's our oldest client? Probably someone, I think we have a 92-year-old client as well right now. So everywhere in between. I maybe give you the 2 or 3 most common ones. We get a lot of people calling for their parents these days who are coming off physical therapy or some surgery, usually like early to mid 80s. Their physical therapy prescription's done. They don't know what to do now. They don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to drive. They have free time during the middle of the day because they're retired. So that's one. That's good. We can talk to their physical therapist, and we're pretty skilled in dealing with all these different issues. Like if it's like a broken hip or spinal, or like, I was gonna say spinal meningitis. Why would I say that? I meant spondylosis, or like, like sciatica, anything like that. We can deal with all those chronic conditions pretty well. So that's one. Those work pretty well, but they're not coming to us themselves. It's more like the kids' concern. But we've gotten a lot of those recently. I think it's because the boomers are getting older, like fast. So there's a lot of 80-year-olds right now, if you think about it, right? The other one we get a lot of is like people who just hit a certain milestone, like 40 or 50. A lot of people in early 40s, early 50s, because like I'm about to turn 40 here next week, and like I notice like a difference in my ability to like recover after exercise and my energy level. I gain weight easier. Like if I was a professional athlete, I'd be out of the league, right? And you can see why. Like 40-year-olds, like you're just not the same. So we get a lot of people, and and 52, I guess, like 50 like is also like the 40. Like I think something happens in that decade where you're like, oh shit, I can't just sit on the couch anymore, or like work out once a week kind of casually, or just walk. You got to do some more stuff to go against the tide of decay and death and getting old.
Yeah, mortality is terrifying.
Yeah, and then mortality is terrifying. And then I'm trying to think what other ones we get. I mean, people who like have money, honestly, like because it's not a cheap service. So yeah, our ideal client is probably somewhere between 40 and 80, lives in Ladue, Frontenac, Webster, somewhere centrally located. Ideally, they have the middle of the day free, because a lot of people want the 6:30 a.m. spot, and a lot of people want like the 5 to 7 p.m. spot, right? So if they have money, they're in the middle of the day, like at 11, and they're like in Ladue, perfect. Sign them up.
Because you're just bouncing around, zipping around.
Yeah, that's one of the challenges for our trainers is like managing the map of their schedule, right? Mm-hmm. Everything in St. Louis is kind of 20 minutes away. There's a lot of degree of truth to that, but you don't want them going from Chesterfield to downtown to Maryland Heights to South County in one day. That's insane.
The cleaning business, like scheduling density is one of the most important things for profitability. It's such a big deal.
Oh, I bet it's even more important for you guys.
Like 5 minutes and 30 minutes is so different when you're trying to do like 5 or 7 or 8 of these in a day.
And you're paying your people hourly too.
Yeah.
We're paying them by the session. So it's kind of included in their pay, the drive. So, and they can always say no if it's too far for them. They're like, I live in Maryland Heights. I'm not going to go to South County because that's like 40 minutes, like we don't expect them to do that. So
like, dude, it's no secret that your service is a luxury service, and the same as a lot of them. And that's great. There's a huge opportunity and a huge market for that. Something that you said that I think was interesting was like the mental health sort of benefit of doing this. I think that in the last 5 years or maybe more, there's been a more acute awareness of mental health mattering to some people. Is that something you hear your clients talk about, or is that just like an outcome that you observe that they're not really thinking about?
I think the latter. I don't hear a lot of that. Like, I think it kind of surprises people, in fact, how much of a mental health benefit exercise is. I don't think they're coming to us for that as much as they want to get in shape, or they want to feel better, or like your ankle's been bothering them for 10 years and they've heard that Fitness Friend can do good things for people like that. Like, and I think they're usually pleasantly surprised by the fact that like, oh my God, I feel so much better. But you're right. Mental health is becoming more of like a thing that people are focusing on, which is great. Maybe we should market to that kind of need a little bit more. Maybe that's probably a good idea.
Obviously, like you're in a marketing office, and like I have like, it's just like a reflex to think of like the ideal audience or persona. When you said like, I'm 42, I have aging parents, that like there's two problems is like, if my dad's not doing something with another person, he's watching his iPad while he's watching the news on the couch 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
And like a service like yours, me buying it for him, it's like he gets stretching, exercise, activity, but also a person that is a bud to talk to a couple times a week.
It's huge.
To like connect with someone. I didn't think until you said that a sweetheart market for you would be like people in their like between 35 and 50 that buy for their parents to have like a friendly, lovable person over there to talk to and share a connection with, and while working out. That's a really interesting benefit that I didn't realize before you said that.
Yeah. And you're thinking that like the people's kids would buy it for them. Maybe the parents wouldn't be aware of this service because they're not in
the game. Like my dad would have no ability to discover this service. Like he's not Googling stuff, and he's not.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, and it's like the outcome that like I feel for my parents is like, yeah, I want them stretching and I want them staying active, so I'm not having to roll them out of bed in 10 years and take them to a nursing home. But also they don't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Like my parent, like when you're 75, it's like, it's uncommon to have like a bunch of friends.
For sure. I mean, that's seriously like what we do. That's like, I'd say, just estimating here, probably like 40-50% of my clients care way more about the social thing than they do the physical thing. They just like want someone to talk to, someone to hang out with, and then get a workout along the way. Perfect. Because it kind of kills two birds with one stone. But I think they keep coming back to me because they just like enjoy my company, and it's good for them to have an outlet to like tell their problems to somebody, or to like get advice from them, or just someone to make them feel good and laugh. And yeah, it's kind of sad because some people are just really lonely,
I think that more people are lonely than not, and not just like people that don't, even people who live with a spouse or somebody are lonelier than we think.
Totally.
That's really interesting because like the girls over here who do the cleaning, they have customers that'll just follow them around and talk and be like, they're not even getting the job done because they're eating lunch and just hanging out. And it's great for them because the next person's going to make them clean. But
yeah.
How are you normally getting your customers? You think you mentioned Google ads, you mentioned like banging on like doctors and chiropractors who I assume are like referring patients, and word of mouth and referrals. Like, where do you think most of it comes from?
Yeah, you just hit on all of them, but I will say client acquisition is the hardest part. We're basically at a point in our company now where it's strictly a marketing game because we have a good team already. We've had the ability to find good people. It takes some time sometimes, not everyone wants to work hard. Not everyone fits the profile of what we're looking for, but that's like less of the problem right now. It's just like personal training is not a service, or not a product, I should say, where you can like click on it and it shows up at your door.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like Instagram ads, Facebook ads, we've done those a million times. We've never even gotten a single client from it, I don't think. I've wasted like $5,000 on social media ads. Google AdWords is probably the main way we get people, other than referrals, because it's kind of like the new yellow pages, I'd say. Because like, people search like in-home personal training near me and we come up. And if you're not on there, there's organic search, but you're way down the list. So you got to do that stupid pay-per-click thing that Google rips you off on.
Yeah.
We have a really good marketing manager for that. So that's been kind of our ace in the hole. He's actually a client and friend of mine now too. He doesn't charge us very much. I interviewed like 10 people for this thing when I first started, and he was like it for sure. As soon as I met him, he had like a backwards hat and like a shitty t-shirt on, and it's like was swearing and just calling it out how it was. And just like, I was like, I like this guy. He's like a straight shooter. He's really smart. And I just like his style. And he's been taking care of us for years with the digital marketing stuff. So that's been great. But I'd say referrals now is just as big, actually, now that I think about it.
That's what I would guess.
And you really need a lot of critical mass to have that start to really be a workhorse for you. Because at first there's not many, because you just don't have that many clients to refer you to other people, right? I mean, but now we get a bunch. We're trying to always figure out different ways. Like we put up our services at silent auctions for like galas and stuff. That's been good. This season, we got 3 new clients, all of which are great because it's our demographic. If it's at John Burroughs School, well, if you can afford to send your kid to $40,000 a year high school, I'm pretty sure you can afford personal training.
I was able to do the math too.
Yeah. So like, that's good. I mean, I'd love to talk to you guys about some more ideas because like we're always having a balancing act between having too much business and not enough trainers. Yeah. We're having not enough trainers and too much business. And right now we're pretty balanced right now. We're looking for new trainers though right now. But, we love to have the problem of we need more people. That's a little easier to manage than not having enough business.
Yeah.
Right?
That's like, because marketing is the same and house cleaning is the same, where you have like people that you need to secure to do the work before you go get customers and make a bunch of promises.
Yeah.
But like when you have like a steady flow of new customers that is going to happen every month, then you just have to go hire people.
Yeah,
for sure. Kind of like from my observation, it's been like, are you familiar with the term like blue ocean space?
I don't think so.
Where it's like there's a long book that, hundreds of pages, it's boiled down to like, if you make your business into its own category, it's easy to market and sell. Like, so instead of being like a personal trainer, you're someone that like occupies people's times, is a new friend while stretching them out and stuff. So I think like that's the exploration that's going to make it easy for you to get new customers, is like, how do you orient your messaging around like, because everything that you said about the business is about the non-training stuff, because you can do better programming and do better cues and lunges and stuff. You always go back to like the people, the experience, the connection, the relationships. And the relationships obviously mean something to you if you're still doing it 8 times a day.
Yeah. I mean, I've had people with me for 10 years now, or it's going to be 10 years next year, 9 years. I've had a few clients for 9 years. I have a lot of people from like at least 5. So, you know,
And it
like
seems
you're great friends with them after a while, right? I mean, they invite you over to dinner. They give you Christmas presents. It's just like, it's crazy. Like the amount of connection you have with these people. They're like some of my best friends.
and I bet like I would assume, I'm not looking at their like sheets, but like a mega corp, like a Club Fitness or even bigger, I would assume they like hire more trainers every year than they keep on staff. They're like turning them over so
Probably.
much.
Yeah. They're assuming some attrition because people just get pissed. They're not making enough money and there's obviously the fact that people just don't show up on time, or they show up wasted or high, or
Yes.
they get a lot of that. Right. So it's like, there's going to be people leaving for a couple of reasons, I think. So they better be hiring a lot of people.
So you think that like, I assume you talk to your own clients and you talk to your trainers about their relationship with their clients and stuff. It seems like the clients are aware that they're getting a relationship benefit from this.
Yeah, it seems like it. I mean, not every single client is like has that as like a top priority. Some people really are more focused on the workout, and the trainer has to be skilled enough in reading the room and the energy to realize that, and not just keep talking. It's like, this dude is really into the push-up, man. He doesn't want to talk to you right now. You can tell, you know? So I think reading the room is a huge thing. And day to day too, some people like always want to talk, and then some people are like kind of like depends on their mood, you know, like if they're like just seeming quiet, like leave them alone. Don't like keep talking. So you have to be able to like adjust day to day with people too. But yeah, I think a lot of people do realize that they're getting that, and it depends on the trainer. We have like, I want to say 2 trainers in particular, I'm thinking of them right now, that are really good at this. And like, you know, trainers give, like one of my guys got like a $30,000 like golf machine thing, you know, the video golf thing. He's got it gifted to him by the guy who's like, I could sell this on eBay, but I want you to have it, man. And like other
What a
clients, like
sicko.
this other lady who works for us, she's great. And like, she does like house sitting for clients when they're gone for 2 weeks and makes like tons of money, takes care of their animals. She's been on vacation with clients. Like if you're doing it on that level, you're going to be really successful. Like that's it. Like those are the kind of people we want to hire because they're making it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a certain genius to you and Andrew taking people out and trying to like understand who they are, because that's the most important thing, because like the rest of it is boxes to check.
Yeah. And you can always train people up on the exercise science too. Like we, in fact, like have the newest trainer to cycle through training us like once a week. And then like during those sessions, I'll like kind of give them some advice, or like ask them like, you know, like why did you pick that style of the lunge versus this? And I'll kind of hear them out, and then we'll kind of compare exercise science nerd stuff, and like maybe I'll teach them a couple things that I think might be a better way of doing it, or I learn from them too. Like especially this new guy we got, he's great. And like every time I tell him like for the workout, like give me 1 or 2 new ones. Like I want something weird, I want something funky that I can use that I haven't known, but I haven't heard of before, and he's good at that. So. But like, yeah, that's like the easy part. Like the exercise science, anyone can figure that out, but you can't train someone how to be cool.
Do you think that there's anyone that operates locally that's doing as well as you are on the people side of this?
I don't think anyone's doing as well at all anymore. I think we're probably the number 1 in-home training company. It's different. We're not like, I don't really think we're in competition with a lot of the other fitness companies, honestly. It's like a whole different ball game as far as I'm concerned.
I've only seen, what's the franchise that I've seen?
Gym Guys.
Gym Guys, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're doing as well. We're like really hot with leads right now. And I think one of the reasons might be because the competition isn't doing as well.
I thought Gym Guys sold to somebody in the last few years. I might have.
It's all local franchises too. And I don't know, we're like in a public domain here, but like, I feel like the owner and their way they do things isn't quite working for them or something. We get a lot of people coming from them to us too.
So you think that there's a reasonable chance for you to own the space in St. Louis?
I think so. Yeah, I really do. Because there's a couple other companies, but there's not many. A lot of the companies are like also like a gym and they have an in-home component, but I'm not sure if like that's their bread and butter. We just do that. So I think that's maybe a little easier for us to kind of grow because we're focused on just that side of the business.
What do you think the biggest like marketing opportunity for you is? Like, I'm sure you've sat at home and thought like, man,
Yeah.
what is it? Have you ever,
Oh man, just getting in front of people, honestly. Like if we can get that first free session consult, I think our closing rate's like 80%, 90% maybe.
because your people are good.
Yeah. I mean, and if people have gone to that level of like, okay, I'm actually going to have the person come and I'm going to try this out, they're pretty interested and like they usually will feel better. And like, yeah, our team's great. So hopefully they're not freaked out and they're, the person's nice and makes them feel comfortable and like they get a little bit of a workout and like they just, yeah. I mean, we should probably have the numbers on this. I'm not such a numbers guy, but I bet you our closing rate is got to be over 80%.
Because I think you're right. If you bring someone into your house, like you're going to do something. You just want to see the goods and make sure that
Yeah.
somebody wasn't lying on the phone.
Yeah. I think like, yeah, any marketing opportunity that can actually like schedule a session to be an in-home one is great. I think these silent auction things are kind of one of the new things we're going to be doing more and more because it's like a guaranteed client almost because we give them 3 sessions too. So they pay whatever they pay for it at the silent auction. Sometimes it's undervalued. Sometimes they go over. Usually I think it's actually under the price. And then we pay our people the same. So they, we're out the money for paying the trainer, but it's always worth it because the closing rate on those is probably also like 80%. And it's usually a pretty high quality customer. Or just like, I don't know, maybe like getting better on Google would be good because we're not always first. You know how it is. Google AdWords is weird.
Dude, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Like, how much do you spend on ads in a month?
We've capped it. We changed it. We used to spend like 600. Now I think we cap it at 350 or 4. And that's all we need. We changed our keywords to have something like in home or come to me or something like that. We used to have like St. Louis personal trainer. We were wasting clicks like crazy. People were looking up wanting to become a personal trainer in St. Louis would click on us. And it was like 600, 700 bucks a month. And we like weren't getting any more leads than we are now. In fact, I think once we changed the game, we're actually doing better and spending less.
I'm just going to tell you, like, if your guy is getting you enough business that you notice it and care about it for 500 bucks a month or whatever, he's doing a great job.
He's really good. Yeah. He's really good because there's not that many people searching for these terms either.
No, it's like hyper niche.
It's super niche. Yeah. And it's like, I think if people click what do they call it? The conversion rate.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, I think. Yeah.
No, I mean, it sounds like you've got something cooking. Have you, I just can't escape the idea of like, because at the cleaning company, we have people buying cleanings and like even recurring for like their kids and parents all the time. Like our customers either like they'll like it and they say like, oh my God, my parent would love this. Have you ever tried to like market that service, like buy a week's package for your parents?
That's interesting. Yeah, we've thought about this, and Andrew's pretty big on this, trying to use our own customer base to get more customers, like offering them like a referral bonus or free sessions for giving us a client. It's interesting. I think like a lot of people who like us and have been with us for a while, like will just give us a referral and not really expect anything. The other danger with our business and like getting gift certificates might be similar to house cleaning. Because if you get someone a house cleaning gift certificate, are you saying your house looks like shit and you need to clean up? Because like it's like if we found in the past if like you get someone a stocking stuffer of like 3 personal training sessions, it's almost like you're sending the message like you're fat and out of shape, like get in shape.
I think like the house cleaning thing, not really. Like most people always think that like house cleaning companies are like dealing with hoarders or like shitholes or whatever. 99% of the time they're in somebody's house, like it's tidy and clean and they're doing the bathrooms and kitchens and it's not messy. But the thing it sounds like to me that you guys do so well is like if you have experienced people, like any bozo could come over to like a 25-year-old and work them out and not hurt them.
Yeah.
But like you can't have some trainer that's had their cert for a month go deal with like an 80-year-old man that's had a hip injury.
Totally.
It's like asking for it.
Yeah.
And you guys are really well suited to deal with these old people from like an emotional level and an experience level and an injury prevention level is like a competitive difference.
For sure. And we almost like kind of specialize in older people in a way. Like I'm senior fitness certified. Our trainer Shelly is too. Kind of want a couple other trainers to get that. It's just like a little class you take. It's not that much different. Than experience is the most important part, but I think like that's a huge market. And I mean, yeah, and sometimes those people, like you said, like your dad, or like I said before, people call for their parents. Like sometimes the people of that demographic and age group like don't like know where to search for this stuff or don't know it exists. So maybe that is a good idea. Like
You're aware because like there's just a limited awareness of that. And like I wouldn't get it for my parents, like because I think they're fat and ugly. I think my dad's getting there, but it's just like there's this. Everybody wishes they could spend more time with their parents, like especially your parents who are cool. But it's like, man, you're kind of buying companionship in a way
yeah,
that makes like people feel good to spend the money on that.
sure,
I don't
yeah,
know. It's a hard. It's not a super easy story to tell, but it's something
yeah,
that's interesting.
yeah. I think maybe we should bring back the gift certificate thing. That's not a bad idea. Wasn't that successful when we did it the first couple of times? We've done it a few times, like around the holidays. We could come up with like little cards and like just let people know about it, and like they like we sold like 2 one year or something. It wasn't great.
So right when you leave here, you're going to do how many more sessions today?
I got 3 more today, which is actually not a lot. Usually, so I only had 2 this morning and 3, so it's only a 5-session day. Usually, I think I average probably like 6.5 or 7.
Well, I appreciate you taking a chunk out of your week. I didn't realize like how much you were out there doing the thing.
Yeah, but I love it though. It's like one of these things where, yeah, I wish I maybe worked a little less, but I would never want to do anything else. It's like just such a cool job. I can't believe I found something I like that much. It's kind of crazy, and I feel like I'm just naturally good at it. I'm like, look at me. I'm not like a super in shape, ripped dude. Like I'm like more of like a cool dude that likes to talk to people and makes people feel good, but it can be a lot. But yeah, it's a grind, but it's rewarding. I guess the cliche is true.
For what it's worth, I like the way your frame's put together. Like you look great. Anything else you want to say, like in a sentence? Why should people call Fitness Friend?
Because we do a great job. We'll make you feel good and change your life for the better. And we're cool and accommodating, and we're always there for you. It's just like, it's a small company. So I'm like, you can just call me. I'm the owner. If you have anything that's kind of nice, right? And
Yeah.
like, we can do whatever we want. So it's like, whatever you need, we'll try to hook you up with the right fit for a trainer. And then, yeah, we just, one of our mottos is learn to enjoy exercise. So we'll teach you how to like learn to get in shape and, to feel good about it and actually have some fun along the way too, which is key to sticking with it actually.
Well, Ben Smith, I can give you a testimonial. This was a pleasant hour.
Oh, thanks.
Great
Yeah, it
experience.
was awesome. This is an awesome studio. And yeah, we should talk about doing some marketing together one of these days too. We could use the help.
Thanks for coming by.
Yeah, for sure.
Namaste.
Namaste.